everybody to spend 10 minutes today looking around their room or their bank account or their computer and think, is this really in line with my values? And even if it seems tokenist to take something out of your portfolio or to decide that you're not going to use a product any longer because it's not consistent with your values, it is not. Your brain connects to the habits and the small steps that add up to something bigger. You do not need to take drastic measures, and starting today will have a big impact on where you want to impact change. And it'll also help you not lose hope. So that's my ask for the day is take action.
I want more women investing, period. Whether you are an angel investor and you're backing businesses, or investing in funds like ours, or considering to pivot out of a career in a certain industry and potentially consider becoming an investor in one way, shape, or form, I would encourage more women to do that. We need more women investing. We're good at it. I hate to be a generalist, but it's true. Women are very good at investing. And really, again, with the preparedness part, really thinking about investing with an eye on results. Because if 10 years from now, we look back at this wave of more women and diversity at the helm of capital, and those success stories are not there, we will have done a disservice to this entire movement. So we have a responsibility to be successful, not just a little bit successful, but best in class, so that more investors can come back and so we can continue to raise more additional funds. And so preparedness is important, making sure that when you're deploying capital, whether it's as an angel investor or as a fund, that you're making sure that you're doing a research on size of the market, opportunity, how big can this be, to really try and focus on the results, and not just the short-term impact, because I think we deserve that as a people and as a women, and in 10 years, that's the results are going to matter, and we hope to be a big part of that statistic in the positive way.
We want to move the conversation away from this being a sort of altruism type good thing to do, in the realms of how I see my investment strategy, to, there are some very good, strong business reasons why you would do this. And those are I think they are understood in the market. But you asked the question about why it's still very difficult to raise funding in the UK when you're a female founder. And this is essentially a structural issue. The fact that most early stage funding organizations and most early stage VCs have men in the main decision-making roles means that there's a certain amount of unconscious bias in the process. I would say, knowing most of the guys in these organizations, it's definitely not an intended consequence, but my experience is that men ask different questions of female founders. They ask tougher questions.
I have formed circles of men and women through my career that I also consider good friends and mentors now that I'm in a different space and place career-wise. I think that really, really helps. That becomes your tribe effectively. People that will give you a real honest view on who you are and how you operate in certain situations. And you have to have the hard truth. Sometimes it'll be something that says, well, you could have done something differently, and knowing you and knowing how you might instantly respond to something, I think you should look at it from a different lens. That brutal honesty is really important from trusted sources. Equally, when things are difficult, because you are in a situation where you're trying to translate and communicate to the majority that is wired differently, I think it helps to have allyship. It helps to have people that you can ideate and sound things off with, and you all grow collectively. So I think allyship is one. The other is understanding that everyone that we meet is, I say everyone that we meet is a pool of knowledge. They're an encyclopedia, right? There is so much value that you can gain. And I don't think we need to make all of the mistakes in the world ourselves. I don't think we need to go through all of the trials to get to triumph ourselves. I think we can learn from people around us.
Take no for an answer. You're going to get many no's. Don't stop. Don't let it thwart you. People say after the final no came the yes that changed the world, right?
especially for people who have forward thinking and progressive ideas. A lot of times those theories aren't proven out yet, or they aren't proven out at scale. And, you know, investors, there are many investors who love to invest in Series A or later, but don't have the risk appetite for pre-seed, seed, pre-revenue companies. But just keep looking, keep putting yourself out there, and be a really aggressive networker.